It's gonna be a good little day. Let's see that Thompson Youngers by next month. Put down. But still kind of hot, but once you get that freshness, you're gonna feel that Philly cheese.
We're back out here again. Again, we got the front line down called Babylon Street, America. And we're the real Hebrew Israelites who come out here to tell you, that the rest of the Lord chose people. And his name is Alshai. His father's name is Yahweh. Both dark-skinned men. We call them black-skinned men. And then the white man is the Edomite, the devil of the Bible. Like they all raised him up. So, Satan's tempting. He's got his demons going out there to test everybody. There's brothers all over the world. And test individuals. He's going to test everybody. And let's go to Ecclesiastes. That's not the case. So let's start at 1.
That's verse 12:1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou does it, so thou shalt be thankful for thy benefits.
So when you do good, know who you're doing good to. You see an Edomite come up, and you know he's an Edomite. He's a person that said, God, this is all you know, you can identify him as an Edomite. Don't get with him. So that also means that that stuff that we're giving, that does good, that you know what we good, without that. That's talking about we can't say Edomites. We can't say what's it called, Pacific Islanders are gonna make it because they're not. They have to be Israelites. Now there's Israelites all over the world. That's the important part of this sermon. Any real Israelite church out there is trying to bring them into the elect of Israel, not just the elect of the world, but the elect of the elect. So the first two. So, if you do good to the good godly man, thou shalt find a recompense. Because we're not getting paid out here. We don't want to get paid carnal money. We want to get paid in heaven, I want to be saved. I don't like this place. This place is hell. It's run by the wicked people. They got homosexual agendas all over the schools, on TV, shit. While I was watching the Buzz Lightyear movie, just to watch it, and then they had this lady captain. She had gotten married to another woman, and then I was like, and also Edom and Egypt, Babylon, Chaldean, Harlot. She's got a bunch of names. She's definitely a whore, right? Get the next one.
There can no good come to me that is not occupied people or to him that giveth the alms.
So this is the alms that we're giving. But also give alms. some of the times you see a woman out there, she's all pregnant. Maybe that's a scam, maybe it's not. But, you know, what are you going to do? Like, if you were driving and you see the car on fire, and you know that it was wrecked, and then you saw a baby in there, would you try to get it out? You know, you got to do the good thing, because what are we here for? We're not here to let bad things happen. Because in the book of Job, Job was favored because he eschewed evil. Go ahead.
The book of Tobit 12:8 and 9. For prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. Verse 9. For alms doth deliver from death and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise now the righteousness shall be filled with life.
Right. And you're not supposed to brag about it either. Because the scripture said do it in secret. Like if you're giving alms, do it in secret. And they don't work on you. And I believe it was Tobit. Tobit's the father, right?
Yeah, he's wise.
And then Tobit was burying Israelites in the dark at night. Because they were getting slayed by the Romans or the Greeks. So while they were getting slayed, they were getting killed. This man knew about it. He would walk home from work and he'd see an Israelite dead. He'd be like, damn, he'd feel bad. He'd be like, this is one of my people. So at night when he was watching him, he would burn. And about to pass out, he would get up and he would take his son and they would bury them. Those are good alms. Now, it's not going to be like that this time. Because the good that's going to get given is being given away right now. Okay? If we see you dead on the fucking street, that's your ass. You know? You can't jeopardize the sheep. You can't jeopardize the lamb. So, why can't we help out a sinner? Well, why shouldn't we help out a sinner? We shouldn't fucking help out one right here. Now, the sinner is the Edomite, even though they don't have the right to sin, but he was the original sinner. And he's the one that leads our people astray. So we know him as a sinner because he does against the law. But also it's talking about the Israelites that break the law. See, Esau is set up to make you sin. That's why he's a sinner. He's a sin monger. Like a whoremonger, but his business is to help you sin. Yeah, it's in his blood. But a godly man, that's an Israelite, okay? That's an Israelite man. Sons of God, right? And now, I don't know if it's in Psalms 82 or you shall die like that. Like you are God. Yeah.
This part right here, you know, the darkness.
But a lot of people get confused. And say not to make mistakes. They don't like to get corrected.
The next verse after that is about the talks about the Lord Michael and so yeah, it's something to do with that, you know?
Moses' body.
Yeah, that one is it.
And you see how that goes. So we're special, but we came from captivity. So you can't forget that we're right now we're filthy. We're filthy and dirty, even though we try to keep clean. But even though we do keep clean, and we worship the Sabbath, we worship the outcomes outside, we keep the Sabbath, we keep it holy. We're still dirty because we're still doing things that we shouldn't be doing. Like even if we prepare anything and we have to go on a trip, guess what? When you turn on the ignition, you started a fire. It's an internal combustion. So once you turn the key, the spark gets from the spark plug, and it causes a fire. So you fucked up. So you transform
So you can do the microwave too real quick.
There you go. That's the comic book. So,
verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the powerful. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee. Thereby, for thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good that thou shalt do unto him.
So this is why I'm saying that Esau is the sinner. Is also a sinner because he's helping you sin. So it said right here, do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster you. Okay, that's the key word. So Job 9:24 tells you that the world is given into the hand of the wicked. That's who overmastered us. And this is talking about Alexander. Because if you go to First Maccabees, it'll tell you about Macedonia and his son Alexander, who went conquered.
And said right there that's when he started
multiplying on earth. So our job as teachers is to make sure we're putting these puzzles together. I didn't just read one scripture, I read the whole Ecclesiastes chapter 12. It's a short chapter, but it has a lot of stuff. And if it makes you think, then it's good for your brain, right? So let me get into it again. Lest he overmaster thee thereby, for else thou shalt receive twice as much evil. So he's already evil, doing evil, making evil. But he's supposed to. You're not. That's why it said you're going to receive twice.
Another thing it says we don't get that vaccination right, and we totally go up it, but we still are scared, and you still get it, and then there's something that's going to happen to you where you're not even going to wake up the next day or some shit,
The thing about that is we got to remember what's in the Bible. Okay, those are all stories for us to be encouraged. Because in Daniel, when those three young men didn't bow down, they didn't want to worship. They're like, man, we worship only Yahweh Shemir Shai. So that should be in all our hearts. And there'll be a time where we'll be put to that test, and then you'll see where you stand. Because you could be getting tested all the way up to the death, but you won't die, and then you'll be saved, or you'll get tested and then you're put to death, and then you'll still be saved.
Was that martyr?
Martyr. But here's the thing. I mean, you just gotta prove yourself. You don't say things like, "Oh, I'm gonna be that guy." Say stuff like this. Lord willing, gives me strength and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so that I can be that man. All these morons driving around, just looking at us.
They are morons. They are. We had last week that fucking fat bitch that passed by in the truck. Yeah. She made a sound as a fucking mockery, though. Yeah, like she really didn't understand what was out here.
No,
he's down there, they got the sick of this.
That's what you need to yell about. But here's the thing: those people right there, they're asleep. Like they're plugged into the matrix. Like think about it like that. They got a spiritual wire connected to Satan. And they don't want to stop thinking about Satan.
I got to look at the master. My superior force.
There you go. The superior force was the sword. It's not that you're weaker than him. The Bible tells you you're better than him. But you have to learn humility. Humility means being humiliated. How many times have we been humiliated by this devil?
Here our own people, man.
Yeah. See, that's the evil that they're gonna get twice.
Because I was stuck. I was saying, I don't know if they're that because I was doing it to Jake's and that's what their conversation was. I heard them laughing, I don't know if because I was saying this panic, but
people don't understand. I mean, you could be laughing at a guy on the street corner selling But he lives in a mansion because he sells flowers every day. And if he sells 100 flowers, he made $100. If he does that 100 times, he has $10,000. And there's 300 days in the year, so you think he's going to take a break? Hell no. Back at him all you want, man. That's what this represents, you know. You don't give the holy to the wicked, and the Bible keeps repeating itself. Cast not thy pearls unto swine. Don't. It says right here. To the good, godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And like he said, do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly, hold back thy bread. Don't give them anything. How about you know? So don't give them the bread, which is basically money. And in that way, you're telling our power Lord and Savior, look, I'm down. I'm doing exactly what you told me not to do. I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. I'm trying the best that I can. I was reading it's always a good thing when you're reading the Bible before you go to bed, because it'll help you be programmed for the next day, and then the next day you're thinking all about the Bible. So I was reading it, and I came across when Yahushua was trying to get set up, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were trying to set him up. And they brought the food, and they said, look, caught her in the neck. Let's stone him. And then Yahushua started writing in sand. And then he said, let he or them who has no sin cast the first stone.
I got it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
John 8 and 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that has without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. 8. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. He must have been writing a lot. And 9. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. So, what the hell you so holy about, clean about?
And I can't stop thinking about those wicked Christians. They come up here and they're full of shit. We're saved. Well, if you're fucking saved, what are you still doing?
And they say they're saved, right? Yahushua saves them, right? So they don't believe in the second coming of them? That shit don't make sense, right? Because Yahushua is going to be the one that's going to save you, right? So they say I'm saved. But it's like, okay, if you say that, so that means you don't believe in the second coming of Yahushua.
That's right.
That don't make no fucking sense. And you Christians say that he is going to come. But you say you're saved by him.
Yeah, because you're afraid of him. You're afraid of the second coming.
Exactly. Because you know what it's going to lead to. Woe unto them that angels.
Woe unto them that want these days that they watch. But it's telling you, woe unto those people that say they're saved, but they don't even know about that day. Because they have to save for that day to get burned up like chicharrones. It's going to get crispy. That shit makes me laugh. I mean, it's not a laughing matter. It is. But I've been thinking a lot, and I'm thinking quickly. Fuck these people. They don't give a fuck. They were the ones spitting on Yahushua when he's carrying his cross. Even that dude, the disciples didn't want to help him pick up his cross. So it kind of makes me feel. You gotta carry your own cross. This man, when he was back on earth, he was a man. He was still our Savior and Lord and Savior, but he carried all our crosses. All that sin. And that's the thing about Christians. You think you're not sinning. You think you're free of sin. But you're the one that's sinning the most. You'll tell me how much they're taking a shit on the floor. That's fouled up. That's real profane, because you know why? Because when you get cut by the scriptures, guess what? First thing you start doing, you start yelling. Your voice gets higher. No, what? Look, it's crystal clear. 12:6. This is the point I'm trying to make.
Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the right day of their punishment.
Okay, so now we're getting clear. It said, for the Most High hated sinners. That's the two-thirds. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. That's all the other nations. They don't have no God. So if you want to be ungodly, you're choosing not to have a God. Oh, that's a wrong choice. That's a choice. Okay, go ahead.
I gotta ask you what you said. 2 Thessalonians 1, 8 and 9. Flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, not Jesus Christ, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power.
First of all, you actually skip this chapter. This whole book. You skipped a whole bunch of books. If you had it your way, you would make a Bible that would say nothing but good verses. And then you would eat words, and it wouldn't even be the Bible. Yeah, like a novel. Have you ever seen a dossier? Like a dossier is a legal piece of paper disclosing information, and it has a line of consequences. That means that that's no longer the case. Have you ever seen that dossier? If they have a line across, if they have the line across, that means that that's no longer the case. They change. You can't live with that. That's the thing. That's the case, right? That's the case. So let's focus on this. If this is going to make that one make more sense. So this week is going to be a focus.
12:6. For the Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
That's what you're saying for the day of your punishment. So he hates you sinners, and the only people that can save is Israelites that are wicked. And the ungodly, I already said it, it's the other nations. The first ungodly one is Cain. The tribe of Edom. The whole nation of Edom.
Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven, likewise angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought with his angels.
That's the dragon. They heard how awful now they were. Because what do they call their jets, their F-15s? The Blue Angels, right? Got their Blue Angels.
And in Stronghold, they call it the Army, like the Michael. That's Blackbird, that's a day.
And the names that they name their weapons is blasphemy. They have this called the Rod of God. I think it's a Chinese one where it's just a big giant tungsten rod, and it's about a mile long. And it just goes and it goes and when it hits, it's like an atomic bomb. So you see, you people out there, that's why you're all gonna get it. That's why you're all gonna get it. So you guys gotta get ready. Christians all over the world. Talk about this. I want you, Christians. I want you to be on vocab show and talk about this. Talk about that. What's important? And how come you don't ever talk about the apocrypha? It's full of secrets. It's chock full of secrets.
Something that was told me that it's they call that witchcraft to keep the evil spirits away, right? But also that's not free. But didn't David play the harp to keep the evil spirits away from south?
So you have to have a milling, right? That's a song. So it's a good song. It's actually a good vibration. You ever have to feel that good vibration? So it makes you feel like you're okay, but really we're in a bad situation. So it's hard to put up that good vibration when you're in a bad situation, right? You fucking stub your toe, you ain't gonna be happy for that until the pain goes away. Well, then you might laugh at it. But I guarantee you, you're not gonna laugh at it when you're stubbed your toe. Have you ever got into the 90% of yourself living? Damn.
It's like pretty much nothing to do with your toe.
You just lay down your son or your daughter, you're like, oh, yeah, and then you're walking out and then you step on a leg. This is your fault. Oh, shit. That it, but I see blood on things that I'm like, oh, okay. But it's not a thing where like you want to get cut. You're not trying to get cut. I bet you these blue angels or these angels, they think they ain't gonna get touched. Some of them, the rest of them don't look at it. They don't have a fucking chance. They don't have a chance in the world. And I think those ones that say that they don't have a chance in the world, it might be Israelites. Because why would you want to be killed with God? It's only the ungodly that wants to be killed with God. Yeah. It's like when you're cooking a burger. If it sticks to the grill, you know you're doing it early, but if it slides under the spatula, perfect, right? You don't want to mess that up. And so let's go to Maccabees 1. First Maccabees 1:9. And this is going to help you understand what we're talking about. Remember I said all these bad things started happening. And those police right there, those are part of their army, wicked army. Those are everybody that has a badge on your uniform. They're Satan's help. You're not going to be Satan.
What was Cornelius?
It was a centurion.
Like pretty much
He had 100 soldiers under his command. Because centurion means 100. In control of 100.
So he had to be like a general up there.
He had to be something fierce and intelligent. Because they don't get that position to just dummies. And also, he came from a family that was rich, noblemen. They didn't just hand out. None of us could have got that position. He must have had noble blood. You know, one of the Israelites that switched sides and became friends with the Rome. They had riches, right? So they had a son, and then the son was like, all right, I'm a servant. He didn't know any better.
After his death, Alexander, they were built besides after 8 years. And he multiplied the earth.
So the evils were worshiping other gods, worshiping kings as gods, homosexuality, gangbanging, not gangbanging, yeah, those gangbanging sodomites. Let's see. They destroyed the temple. They built the temple of exercise. That was probably one of the worst ones. Sacrificing swine. And they took our menorah. They took our priestly garments and everything, man. They took everything out of that temple and utterly destroyed it. Ever since then, as it says right here, on 1 Maccabees 1:10, and there came out of them a wicked Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. So this Epiphanes only made sacrifice of swine. That's an insult. You're not supposed to sacrifice swine, let alone eat it. Yeah, he was pushing. That's what he said. Shit. He's the creator of sin, right? He's the one making you sin. That's why this whole kingdom needs to get destroyed, because they're trying to continue this.
They're trying to save these people right here and these people over here. Yeah. So that was pretty much what this guy was doing, though. He was saying, you guys are going to be Greeks now. You guys ain't Israelites no more. That's what this devil was doing to this day.
And to close my lesson, 1 Maccabees 1:11. In those days when there out of Israel wicked men persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So we'd rather be good with the devil and eat swine. Be okay, you're okay, but you're so controlled. That was my lesson. You know,
Now, the medicine is about that good Samaritan, right? That talks about the book of Luke. And we all heard about the Samaritan, right? And to this day, you hear about Samaritan, right? And I get the definition of it. Here's what I was going to do. I would hear about Samaritan, the good Samaritan. But I guess it makes sense. Why Samaritan? So it says, what is the meaning of a good Samaritan? One who voluntarily renders aid to another in distress, although under no duty to do so. You see? So that's pretty much what it is. Like, out of your heart, so you're going to help someone, So you got these, even though they were in the Samaritan, though, they were heathens, But when we talk about that parable, we're talking right now, in the book of Luke, 10th chapter, can you read that whole parable?
Luke 10, verse 33 through 37. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. He went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him into an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, where when I come again I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that shew mercy on him. Then said Yahushua unto him, Go, and thou do likewise. Right? And that
we're being good Samaritans. Our heart is so that parable, right? Because these Christians say, "Oh, you gotta love your neighbor. You gotta love your neighbor," right? But what if your neighbor's a fucking peddler or a sodomite or like and they're like, you still gotta love him no matter what. See, that's where you push downfalls at them,
Before you get this, my lesson was telling you, don't do nothing for the sinner. Those are bad people. So Luke 10, see, Luke 10 and 36, which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? Oh man, that was in.
So that word neighbor, right? Yeah. So I got the definition of that word neighbor. So it's G4138, Leson, right? And it means, any other person that were to a concern to the other, like fellow man, our neighbor, according to the Jews, any member of the Hebrew nation and commonwealth. It says member of a Hebrew nation and commonwealth, So that's talking about brotherhood, So let's say like a Judite, right, has a flat tire, and I know shit, his brother needs help. So I'll go over there and help him out. That's me being a good Samaritan because that's my brother, Even though he's from a different track, but guess what? We're all brothers, we're all neighbors, Everyone on this track right here, we're all neighbors. Because you got to think about it. Back then, when King David, each tribe had their own land. So they were literally neighbors. Me and Manasseh, you could walk to what is close to it, Ephraim, or any other any other nation that's close by them. So they could be like, these were all our neighbors right here, So that was all our brothers. So but these Christians, they say, oh no, you're moving to a new house, right? You got a neighbor. You got to love him no matter what. Even though he's a Edomite or he's commits adultery. No, you still got to love him because that's your neighbor. That's stupid, That's stupid, though. Can you get Luke chapter 1, verse 58? Right? Because there's a difference. That's what these Christians know how to tell you. They think it's literal, but it's spiritual. Because, there's a neighbor that's your actual neighbor. So,
Luke 1 and 58, and her neighbors and her cousins heard how the Lord had shown great mercy on them.
So that's talking about Elizabeth and John. So, can you read that one?
Luke 1 and 58, and her neighbors and her cousins heard how Messiah had shown great mercy on them.
Because know, she had cousins and cousins and our neighbors, right? So I looked up the word neighbor basically, right? And it means literally dwelling around a neighbor. And so this is G4, I'll say it right now. It's a different name, you know? So that's a different name. So the neighbor from the other chapter, Luke 10, is not talking about the same neighbor. So this one right here is talking about an actual neighbor, a literal neighbor that lives by them, because it says dwelling around, you know? So, but you notice that it had a different meaning to it, a different name, you know? Because when it comes to neighbors, that's, you know, our brother-in-law, you know? So there's a precept right here, which I'll get right now, the book of Matthew. Because, you know, that's a commandment, though, you know? That's a straight commandment, though. And I'll get it right now. Matthew 37, I'll read to 39. Yahweh shall say unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy might, heart, and with thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, right? And 39 it says, and the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, right? So that neighbor, you look into that definition of that one, and it's talking about the same person, you know? So it's not talking about a literal neighbor. So guess what? These brothers are my neighbors. They're the brother, though. You know?
This is Matthew 12 and 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So whoever does the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, that's my brother. Not my biological brother.
I was going to bring that one too, but maybe